So I wanted to talk about the lawsuit that's happening with the Friday the 13th between Sean Cunningham and Victor Miller. A lot of people are jumping on Victor Miller for being the one to cause all of the movies to not happen, to have the game stop coming up with updates. And I mean, he's getting a raw deal out of all this. I mean, he's pretty much causing the lawsuit so that he can, get his due. If anything, I would say this is probably also Sean Cunningham's fault just as much if it's Victor Miller's. He wants credit for what he did. Anyone that would be in his position would be doing the same thing, would be just as pissed if they weren't given their due. You know, I'm a big fan of the Friday 13th series, and a lot of people that know me know this. And it sucks because I'm also a big fan of, Jason X. So we're not going to get, the Uber Jason or the Grendel map for the next game. I even have the, pre-Jason or pre-Uber Jason costume. So as a big fan of that movie, that sucks that this now, causes it to not happen. It's the same thing that's kind of happened before with, Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Bob Kane, everyone knows Bob Kane as the creator of Batman, but not a lot of people knew that Bill Finger was actually the creator of how Batman looks. Bob Kane's initial drawing for Batman did not look like Batman the way that we know him. He collaborated with Bill Finger to come up with the cool design, and that's what we got. The long pointy ears, the cape, the darkness. That's Bill Finger, and up until very recently, that actually, he finally, his estate was able to get credit for him. It's on the latest Justice League movie. It says, Bob Kane and Bill Finger. Like, that's pretty cool that they were able to do that. Victor Miller's just doing the same thing. Everyone that's, pissed about this just needs to know, I don't think he hates the franchise. Like, I've met him at a convention. He seemed really cool. It's just, he's just wanting his due, and it sucks. Yeah, it sucks big time that Gun Media is stopping all, future production for the game until this is settled. Yeah, it probably means there's no more work ever going to get done on this besides bug fixing or dedicated servers, which, yeah, it's been a while. There's been some issues with the game, but you know what? I'm a video game artist. I've worked in very, very small companies just like Ilphonic, and I've worked at huge companies. I mean, most of you know I'm destruction artist on the latest God of War game, and I've seen it. I've seen how production is. They're a very, very small team. So what we were able to get is amazing for what we were able to get. Yeah, everyone is saying like, oh, they made money off of us. They got $2 million and now they're just taking it and running. Where do you think all the money went to rent the building, to pay everyone that did art for that game, to get all the licenses? Yes, Sean Cunningham did say that he gifted them a lot of, Friday 13th and Jason and all that, but somewhere somebody had to pay for some things, for them to rent out all the mocap studio time, for them to rent out both at Digital Domain and the other places that they did it at, to do the cleanup work. It's expensive to do this kind of thing. And, I don't think anybody's just rolling around in a bed of money going, yeah, I got him. That's not the case. Like, imagine how you guys make your lives, what you guys, do for a living. Think of all the money that goes into just that. It's the same thing with this. Just, we have a beloved franchise, and it sucks that, yeah, it's kind of been in limbo for a couple years for no movies, and thankfully we have the video game. People that are complaining, oh, this game is shit, screw them. You know what? Stop. Like, the last Friday 13th game that we had was the 8-bit Nintendo one. Sure, we got Jason in Mortal Kombat X. I was freaking sweet. I was pumped for that, just like everyone else is pumped. Everyone was happy when this came out. Yes, there are bugs. Yes, there are issues. People saying that the game is so buggy. Every game has an insane amount of bugs on release, whether it's a small indie game or a big, big game, God of War, Call of Duty, Uncharted. Those games have massive bugs that some of you guys will never see, but, just think about production-wise, you can't find everything. And there's been videos released of PC hackers that got into the code for the Friday the 13th game and were able to show us Uber Jason, in normal campgrounds. There was no Grendel map, but there's Uber Jason. So technically, Uber Jason is in the game right now. And I would imagine, thinking they can just flip a switch and say, okay, turned on, you can get him because he is in the current game as is. He was in an update. So I'm surprised they didn't just flip the switch and just say, screw it. But maybe because there's some really bad bugs associated with it that they would rather not get the hate for. And it's a trip to just see the hate that happens for all of this. And I would just say, as a fan, I'm happy anytime we get to see something new of Jason, whether it was the new Friday the 13th game, whether it was the Mortal Kombat X Jason, whether it's a new NECA figure, which, they keep doing part 4 and they just repaint it. But, if we keep buying those things, eventually they will give us Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, a Roy figure. For God's sakes, no one gave a damn about Roy until Friday the 13th game came out with Roy, and all of a sudden I saw cosplayers and I saw mask makers making a bunch of Roy stuff. And I was telling people the same thing was going to happen with the Uber Jason. No one gave love to Jason X, but when they teased Uber Jason, man, there was a lot of love for it. And I guarantee you the same thing would have happened if the game would have came out with Uber Jason. So it sucks that that's not going to happen, maybe ever or maybe at the moment, but as you saw in my little shrine, there's some cool Uber Jason stuff out there. A couple people are making some great work. So just know that, just be happy with whatever we get. Maybe in another 3 years tops, we'll get another Jason movie. Hopefully after all this stuff is settled within the year or so. I pray for it. But no matter what, people that are going to hate on anything, even if the new movie came out, people are going to hate on it. But no matter what, we're still going to be happy that a new Jason movie came out, whether it's good or bad, that we're able to talk about it. That's how I feel. Whether it's Jason, Freddy, Michael, Chucky, Pinhead, Leatherface, we get something new to talk about instead of the same old thing over and over again for a movie that came out, 30, 20, 10 years ago. Anything new, I'm willing to take it, good or bad. Because, a lot of people can hate on Jason X, but I'm pretty sure a good amount of people love that cryogenic freeze head smash. There's always something. So with this lawsuit that's happening, again, yes, it sucks, but he just wants his credit. It's only fair. Go read the documents about what's happening. And you'll understand it more. Yes, the initial thought was, fuck Victor Miller, but he, along with Sean, created this movie franchise. Without Victor Miller, there is no Jason, there is no Friday the 13th script that started this. Maybe it would have been different. So you know what? I'm just waiting happily as a fan. It sucks, but until the next project that comes along, I'll just be here waiting. So I hope, anything that I say kind of helps you guys understand how to see this now. Don't just send hate. Just send hope that this thing will continue. As a Jason fan, that's all I can hope for. So, all right, later.